2K22 alone.
Okay, 22, 23.
Yeah, 2K22. Yeah, 22.
Okay. How much?
So 2K22, I added up all of my purchases.
Come on,
stats.
stats.
Only added up the $100 purchases.
So you didn't even go like the little
Only
baby.
that.
The 50s, the none of that. And it came out to be like,
This is
throughout the whole
addiction.
year, from the day the game dropped to the next game, I spent $25K.
Ooh.
25,000?
At what point does a video game stop being entertainment and just start becoming exploitation? My question is differently when you look at what NBA2K.
Bro, is that normal in the my team community? Cause stats, he was, I don't know, bro. I think that's crazy. Even though some creators, you know, they get it back in taxes, it's like really shoot for it though. Like, what's going on, man?
2K has become. It's no longer just a basketball simulation. It's a psychological manipulation machine dressed up in NBA jerseys. Today, I'm going to take you behind the curtain to show you exactly how NBA2K has applied decades of behavioral psychology research to their game design. You'll see how they create artificial pain points, manufacture social pressure, and exploit your FOMO to keep you spending season after season. Once you recognize these techniques, you'll start seeing them everywhere. So, ladies and gentlemen,
why not just say the word, man? The internet, they always make these acronyms for words that people will never know. The other side of the world, they know what that, I didn't know what it is. I think it's fear of missing out. Why not just say fear of missing out? I did not know what he was saying. I was watching some white people talk about how like some microtransactions lawsuit, and they kept saying FOMO. Bro, just say fear of missing out. It's not that serious. It hits harder. Fear is a very strong word. To say FOMO, bro, that is just, there's no reason to make that an acronym. Say fear of missing out, bro. What's wrong with this world? I don't understand. Maybe I'm too old, bro, but I don't know. I think that's crazy. Just say, I don't know, man.
I'd like to welcome you to the dark psychology of NBA2K.
Shout out to Hokage, Modern War Negro,
main
man.
concern was just creating a fun experience for their players, but as times have changed, so did the game. It started off with the slow introduction of VC in 2012's NBA2K13. I remember reviewing this game because I remember saying in my review, don't buy VC because it's a slippery slope. You give people an edge.
That sound like me. He was saying that back then. You gotta put up the video, my boy.
And they'll take a mile. I recall people in my comments as well as 2K YouTubers calling me stupid and broke, and here we are all these years later.
Hey, when I was telling people about that season pass recently, that's what they were saying to me when the YouTubers were hyping up the season pass and stuff. I had to put them in check and really, you know, put the mental restraints on them, make them feel shame for praising the season pass, you know? I'm like, bro, this is a slippery slope. It's bad. It means you are going to be getting trash rewards unless you buy the season pass, guys. They're going to keep putting the best stuff there. As we go on, they're going to put the best stuff there and give us nothing, guys. And you spend $100 a bill, and then it's going to eventually turn into things that are increase you in the game. And bro, it's not good. It's going to be cooking you. You remember park cards back in the day? They gonna put park cards in the season pass eventually. I be trying to tell you, but you don't listen to that young swan. I'm a lot of things, but I'm not a liar.
Paying for it. I mean, literally paying for it. According to this GameFAQs forum post I found from 12 years ago on NBA 2K13, it costs 75 to 125,000 VC to max a player to 99 overall. 75,000 VC is $20 in NBA 2K25 for those of you unaware. Now compare that to today, where it costs 325,000 VC.
Damn, it was 20 back then. It might have been less. Be honest, I don't know if it was 20 back then, and you could earn VC way easier back then. So it was, you know, over time they figured out how to nerf all that, make the grind way harder. What happened, bro? I just want to get on the game and have fun, bro. What did they do?
To max a player, which is almost $100. Add in the fact that most of you are creating several builds annually, and you can see how you're spending so much money. Since the inception of VC, 2K has implemented things designed to nickel and dime you, such as My Team, the city, and season passes. But for now,
and you know what's so funny? A lot of old heads, they don't know about all these tactics. So they're like, man, I got a job, I got a wife and kids, I got these bad women, man, I'm gonna spend that money. Matter of fact, make it to where I can buy badges. They don't understand how bad that is. They're gonna mess up the game balancing and make you really have to pay for everything. Buying badges is bad. Guys, it doesn't matter. And what you guys aren't understanding, like, oh, I got money, da da da. Think. They're not just gonna do it here. They're doing it everywhere in life. This is the staple. This is the pinnacle. This is the blueprint. If it works here, other companies are gonna try it. Every game, every life. They're gonna do this in life. Guys, everything's getting more expensive and you're not getting paid more in life. Guys, they're doing all these, bro, man, it's getting bad. You feel me? Let's fight back.
I want to focus on Mycareer. Have you ever noticed how your MyPlayer and 2K moves like they're playing in cement shoes at the start of every new season? That isn't by accident. It's actually calculated. Your 60 overall rookie missing wide open layups isn't bad luck. It's just business. 2K intentionally cripples your player stats to create that exact frustration you feel when your big man can't grab a
What the hell is he talking about, bro? 60 overall.
rebound over someone who's smaller than them. And I can break it down how it all works. See, there's specific stat thresholds where the game suddenly feels playable versus broken. For guards, you need at least a 70 ball handling before you stop dribbling like a middle schooler. For big man, you can't properly box out until your strength hits 75. These aren't random numbers. They're carefully placed pain points designed to make you feel the difference between playing for free and paying for an upgrade. We live in an age of instant gratification, so the game literally programs incompetence into your player until you cough up VC. Now compare that to how actual basketball progression works.
And you're still incompetent. You're just a little less incompetent. Then if you go too high, they nerf you. They make you want to get a different build that, you know.
In real life, and it doesn't make any sense, especially considering the fact this game calls itself the realest basketball sim on the market, when in actuality, you're just the only one on the market. See, in real life, you get better by practicing. Your jumper improves through repetition. Your handles tighten up from hours in the gym. But 2K on its head complete. With 65 3 in real game. They've disconnected skill from result. And this makes you frustrated while the investors over at Take-Two interact. It's not uncommon to hear things such as, I spent 3 hours grinding my career games just to afford one attribute upgrade, or my center gets out-rebounded by small forwards because I didn't buy VC. These aren't isolated complaints. They're a direct result of a system engineered to make the $70 experience more painful than just $70. 2K knows exactly what they're doing when they make your 6'10" power forward move like he's wearing ankle weights. And what's wild is how this mirrors psychological models used in other industries. It's the same principle as free trials that intentionally limit functionality until you pay. They create artificial frustration and then position microtransactions
built into everything.
as the solution. Now, to be
mobile games, all that, bro. I've never played mobile games. But when I look at them, bro, it's like there's something pulling me into wanting to play it. Like it seems so entertaining. Like y'all know them ads where you're like shooting something and you go over and it's like +7, or you know, you build your gun or whatever, and I'm like, there's this pull. I never do it, but I can imagine people way weaker than me, just the reason they could spam ads like that. And it's like they doing this in all games, and it's not even that the game's fire. I'm telling you, there's like the scientists that they figured it out how to just pull in the humane brain, and it wraps you. It's like, ugh. It's like, y'all know, as a man, right? You're a man, right? When you see a woman, there's just it's like, oh my God. You're just like, it's like you're a vampire, and just, oh my gosh, she's so damn fine. And it's like, it's too much, right? That's why there's a lot of weak men out there doing some crazy shit, simping, doing all type of wild, but there's too much attraction. You feel me? And humanity has found a way to put that into these games, but differently.
2K didn't invent this, but they damn for sure perfected it for basketball games. Your MyPlayer isn't weak because that's realistic for a rookie. They're weak because weakness creates that itch that VC scratches. It's funny too, because this company claims to have the most authentic basketball experience on the market, but the stats prove this isn't about realism either. A 60 overall in 2K performs worse than most G League players, while real NBA rookies come in around a 70, 75 overall if you check their in-game stats. I mean, they could make the starting point higher, but then where's the incentive to spend? That initial
Get them boys. Why don't they let us come in as a 90 overall? Because then you wouldn't pay to play. I know there's some double twisters out there that'll be scared to comment. I'd say about 30% of the base, maybe 40, maybe even higher. They're on 2K side and they flame you in any way you talk to them. A lot of them are on Reddit. They're bad humans spiritually. Do some research.
Isn't about difficulty. It's a monetization speed bump disguised as progression. Watch any new player's first hours in Mycareer, and they'll be missing point-blank layups, get stripped on every drive, and foul out trying to play defense. Then the same player drops $20 on VC, and suddenly their guy can actually compete. And just know, that night and day difference isn't organic. It's the exact moment 2K's psychological trap springs shut on you. You're not paying to get ahead. You're paying to reach what should have been the baseline in the first place. This becomes especially obvious when you look at how other sports games handle progression. MLB The Show's Road to the Show mode doesn't make your rookie pitch.
Damn, they look ugly than a bit. What is this? I don't even know what this is. This not Ichiro. Have y'all ever played them backyard basketball and baseball games? I used to love those as a kid. One of the only computer games I played. Rocket power.
Pitcher throw 25-mile-per-hour fastball. FIFA's career mode doesn't have your striker tripping over the ball constantly. Those games let skill determine success early on. And then you have My Team. The My Team mode uses various psychological and structure strategies meant to motivate users to buy card packs. These tactics are meant to generate urgency, exclusivity, and reward expectations, hence enticing gamers to spend actual money. These are the main ways My Team tricks users into spending more. My Team is all about assembling your ideal team to compete online versus other gamers. You can earn cards from just playing the game, but the trouble is, it's a pain in the ass. All it takes is being washed once online by someone with rare cards to have you persuaded into buying one of their card packs. It's the reason I don't play this mode. I tried it once and I got tilted at the fact that everyone that I played against is a demigod for simply $29.99. In My Team, card packs function like loot boxes. Players buy for a shot at acquiring uncommon or high value cards.
You'll have Shaq and Wemby dribbling like a 6-foot guard demigod. It's crazy.
These packs randomize character plays on the gambler's fallacy, with players thinking that if they keep buying packs, luck will eventually favor them. But the crazy part is that players might still get low-tier cards even after paying a bunch of money, which would be annoying and encourage more spending in search of improved outcomes. And to add insult to injury, newly issued cards get far more powerful than older ones over time, therefore making past purchases less useful. Players are secretly pushed by
You wasted your money. Haha. Out in the loop, buddy.
this power creep to always purchase fresh packs to stay competitive. And it also doesn't help that players are constantly faced with intense social pressure.
Social pressure.
NBA 2K is...
And you know what's so crazy? They're low-key trying to implement it into 2K. It's just like when there were rumors that there was going to be template builds only. I was telling people how bad this was and how you would get cooked. And there was pushback, guys. And there was pushback from the low-skilled people, right? And they were like, this is finally going to nerf those cheesers who break the builder. And I'm finally going to have a chance. I'm going to be able to... No, you suck at all games. If you can't compete in any other 2K, you're never going to be able to compete. You stink. Envious losers, stop ruining the world. Evil. Listen, the template builds give them more control, like the My Team, okay? A lot of the YouTubers, Twitter guys act like you're so smart, but your brain doesn't function good enough. It doesn't function smoothly. Okay? It gives them more control, like My Team. Since the builder's more open, we have more control. You guys are willing to relinquish control because of your envy and hate for other players, guys? Do you not understand that they'll keep releasing template builds like they do My Team cards? It might eventually turn into that. And they'll try to say it's realistic. Oh, like the 2K League, we're more competitive. We control, we nerf. And then them giving us certain SIGs and everything's controlled. Y'all want that? Why not just expect more from the devs to balance the game? You can't let your envy and hate get that bad. Y'all want it to be just everything's pre-built, guys, and you just have to keep buying template builds with little nice fancy names. If y'all look at the template builds that they have amazing names. That, bro, if they knew they could make more money, I don't think they know, and they're not willing to risk it because of shareholders. And they knew for sure, they would do it and have real control. And every season they would release a bunch of different builds mid-season, and it would just run through people. And then all those builds you bought, you'll have to keep buying new ones every season, mid-season, quarter season, pop-ups every Friday, a new different build with a new different animation or certain attributes. They could really make insane money, and people would not be able to understand the play because they're so filled with envy. The root of all evil.
The most sophisticated peer pressure machine ever designed. That cool social hub where players are running around, yeah, that isn't for immersion. It's a carefully constructed environment where every element pushes you towards spending more money. From the moment you spawn in,
that's why it's there. I've been telling y'all this.
This basketball game is turned into...
I've been telling y'all this. It's not for us to pull in the story mode gamer, guys. They want those NPCs. Them mobile video game players, they want to bring them here and take their money. It's not for the real basketball in 2K.
Into Barbie for boys. It's nothing but elite players flexing expensive animations, rare outfits, and maxed out builds that make your 60 overall brown shirt feel like literal. You can be in Discord with the boys, right? And when you say, hey, let's get some games in, you'll pull up in that brown shirt, and then all of a sudden, all your friends say they can't play with you.
For about 45 minutes.
The placement of everything in the city follows a clear psychological blueprint. Stores aren't tucked away in some menu like in the old NBA 2Ks. They're now physical locations you have to constantly walk past. And the main court seems to...
Why do things keep getting worse over time? I thought things were supposed to get better over time. They say time heals all. Or do you just learn to deal with it? Doesn't heal.
Always be in the center of the map, which is also always packed with the highest level players showing off their expensive clothes and animations. Even the way other players' names and overalls float above their heads serves as a purpose. It turns every interaction into a status comparison. You can't walk walk 5 virtual feet without being reminded that consumption. That's basically the human tendency to display wealth through visible purchases. In real life, this manifests as luxury cars or designer clothes. In 2K, it's Galaxy Opal cards in My Team or exclusive sneakers that cost $20 in VC. The game makes sure these status symbols are impossible to miss. You know that player that's sitting in the park for several hours who hasn't played a single game, just sitting on a server, causing lag because you know these servers are held together with bubblegum and toothpicks. They're basically just aura farming with mama's money. But what they fail to realize is that they're just walking
Miss GameCube, man. This is the downfall.
advertisements showing hundreds of other players what they're missing. New players get it the worst. Imagine loading in for the first time with your basic character, only to immediately see a squad of 99 overall players with matching outfits and premium celebrations. And they're not necessarily better at the game than you. They're just invested. And the message is clear.
These guys are better. A lot of people think this, and a lot of NPCs, they think, oh, you upgraded, so you trash. Guys, if you don't even upgrade, you're not even willing to learn the game and to learn the game at all. These guys would still be better than you if you had the same build and all this and that. They're some of the best in the game, man. And a lot of people think if they put in the same hours that they would be just as good as someone else. That's also not true for the most part. A lot of top players in video games, bro, they don't put in crazy hours. Like me, for instance, I'm just better than a lot of people that put in way more hours than me. And there's a lot of people like me. Just like in life, man. That hood kid that just sits, plays video games all day, and he's just a god. He doesn't train. He doesn't work out. You're over there training and working out, but it doesn't matter. He's the running back and he's juking 4 or 5 every play. Every play is damn near a touchdown. If you really played football, you have seen a kid like this. He's literally a god. He was just born that way to be that, right? Just juke 4 or 5 every time. He was birthed for this, and there's a lot of it in gaming too, man.
Clear. This is what success looks like in this game. That unspoken pressure to spend creeps in at new players. Players have reported feeling embarrassed taking their low-rated builds to the park, knowing they'll get outplayed not just by skill, but by wallet size. The layout of the city in recent 2K versions has taken this even further. Unlike the older neighborhood designs where activities were actually spread out, everything is now clustered together. You can't go to the gym without passing the VC store or seeing Gatorade plastered everywhere. And you can't check your stats without seeing banner ads for limited time bundles. Even the placement of the NPCs in the city matter. Most of you have probably not noticed this, but they'll comment on your gear, your rep level, anything to highlight that you have not spent money and subconsciously fool you into doing it. It is social engineering.
They probably have songs in the game to entice you to spend or to make a warmer environment for you to spend.
Disguised as world building. Player testimonies tell the same story over and over. I only bought the neon arm sleeves because everyone at the park had them. My friends had special dribbling moves, so I had to get some too so I didn't feel left out. These aren't isolated cases either. They're the intended
now they show everyone's dribble moves, so you're more enticed to buy it.
Result of a system built to exploit our fear of standing out in the wrong way. The pressure isn't just about performance either. Even pure cosmetic items become must-have when you're the only one without them. This mirrors real-world marketing tactics used by luxury brands and social media platforms. Instagram makes people feel like their lives should look more curated. 2K makes players feel like their virtual athletes should look more expensive. Both create artificial standards that drive more spending.
Instagram, the internet has ruined the female's psychology, bro. She always wants more. She always wants a dream life that you can't give her. That's why she's so depressed and just mad and just expects so much. TikTok, it's cooking their brain. They're not strong enough to have social media. I'm not gonna hold you, bro. And a lot of men aren't either, but especially women, man. Like, whew.
Difference is, on Instagram, you can just log off. In 2K, stepping away means missing out on events, rewards, and social connections tied specifically to that space. That's why I called it Barbie for Boys.
A real Barbie?
Barbie for boys.
I mean, maybe like a little.
The most insidious part is how this game turns its players into its own sales force. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, you've been working for free at 2K and you ain't even know it. You know that dude flexing his $50 virtual off-whites? That's free advertising. And the squad doing choreography dances like NSYNC outside of the rec? Yeah, those are walking billboards. 2K doesn't need to hard sell VC to you when thousands, if not millions of players do it for them by just existing in the space. Every time someone sees a cool item they can't afford, that's another nudge towards open.
And if I get stuck on the team with someone that's broke, I am gonna flame them. I will contribute to this problem happily. Oh, they forced me in the game with an 80 overall? You're getting flamed all game, buddy. Oh, they forced me in the game with a 73? You're getting flamed all game. Talking about your pockets, your mom's pockets, your dad's pockets, the kids' pockets. Pockets is being pockets.
Opening their wallet. I mean, this clip going viral on Twitter is a perfect example of it.
Got statistics again.
Then you have YouTubers and
how many people you think bought that damn mascot and that dance after that, because it went viral to millions.
Streamers who play into this as well, spending hundreds of thousands of dollars annually on digital card packs that they can't use next year just so they can scream and be fake excited in their YouTube videos. This normalizes irrational spending habits to their young audience. I'd imagine most are just doing this because they know it gets views, but whether they intentionally know it or not, these creators are acting as marketing budget for the corporation. And the worst kind are the ones who are aware of what they're pushing to their young audiences, but they don't care because they're getting paid.
Damn, he's showing cash right after saying that.
Even a matchmaking plays in the game could
pick a pitbull. What the fuck? I don't know.
Pair you with more similarly rated players, but often it throws you against stacked teams instead. Getting cooked by someone who bought their way to elite status isn't just frustrating, it's motivational, and the implied solution is always the same. Spend more of your hard-earned money. Or the alternative is slowly grinding against paid players, which feels designed to break your patience. And this is what fuels FOMO Factory.
The FOMO, fear of missing out. Just say
that timer ticking down on NBA 2K's limited time events isn't just measuring hours, it's measuring how long.
And then you haven't even said it once. See, y'all's world is different from like a world. Like, you gotta at least tell like what to mean, bro.
Until your willpower cracks. These exclusive weekend tournaments and rare item drops aren't about celebrating basketball. They're psychological traps dressed up as special occasions. 2K didn't invent FOMO, but they perfected its use in sports games to the point where missing an event feels like failing a test you didn't know you were taking. Take the season pass structure as Exhibit A. Every 6 weeks, the game completely resets all progress tracks with new exclusive rewards. That badge you wanted, gone forever if you didn't grind enough. That cool jersey, it disappeared into the digital void. The game constantly reminds you of what you're missing out on with pop-up notifications showing.
And it's not even good, right? The shit they give you, imagine once they perfect this, it's gonna get bad. Like, for instance, with Marvel Rivals, I don't have to spend though. Like, you feel me? They reset my rank, I'm enticed to play, you know, but imagine if you actually get enticed to play with 2K to get your rank back. Imagine if it's like a real rank though. Like, not just a 40. It can get spooky.
Other players rocking items you'll never get another shot at. It creates this nagging anxiety that
you actually do get another shot at them, which makes the experience very bad. But a lot of people probably don't know that you'll never get another shot because they're just stupid.
If you take a break, you're gonna fall behind permanently. And the brain science behind this is wild. Studies show that scarcity triggers these same neural pathways as physical threats. Your brain literally processes missing out like getting physically attacked. 2K exploits this by making every limited item feel like it's your last chance. That 48 hours left banner is not there to be helpful. It's a countdown to you panic spending. This is why every time you get on the game, that one friend always has something new to show off. They've been manipulated into believing they need to spend money. My team takes it,
but then they brag about it though,
to an entirely different level. For those unaware, their pack drops follow casino psychology. They got limited time events with Galaxy Opal cards that have a 0.1 pool rating, flash auctions where top cards disappear in hours. The mode's entire economy runs on artificial scarcity. They could easily make all of these cards available all the time because they're digital, but then where's the fun in that? They'd rather scare you into buying card packs. I've seen people say they've spent hundreds of dollars chasing a specific rare card before the timer ran out, only for that card to be remade available a couple weeks later. Now, I don't know about you, but I'd be pissed. Even the event scheduling is equally manipulative. I mean, have you ever noticed big drops always seem to hit right around payday? They also have holiday events which sync up with times when people have more free time and more holiday money to spend. Even the daily login bonuses use progressive timers. If you miss one day, it's gonna reset your whole streak and you.
Why do y'all let them do this? I spend too much on the game. If you guys went outside, you lifted, you got extreme amounts of cardio every day, you would not feel the need to escape so hard in this game. In these games, health is wealth. You would look at this like, haha, like a nigga like me, like, haha, you feel me? Like, if I wasn't a creator, guys, I would really not spend money. Y'all already see I use other accounts, right? I'm smart as hell. I would find the bill and make that, and then like I would hit up my friends if I wanted to use something else. Like, I don't know how y'all haven't thought of it. I don't know why you always want to play on your account. It resets in a year. I mean, it doesn't really matter. You feel me? But I don't know.
Might miss some cool items. It's all designed to make stepping away feel costly. Players talk about setting alarms at 2 a.m. just to claim limited items before they vanish. That's not engagement. That's digital Stockholm syndrome. And
bro, why don't y'all set an alarm to go to the gym and lift? Guys, do you know when you lift weights? Seriously, most people don't work out. It's a literal fact. Bro, I don't know. I don't want y'all to think I'm thinking I'm above you, all this and that. Like on a real level, you know, I might talk all that smack, but guys, when you lift and you rip your muscles and all this and that, endorphins are being released into your brain, right? So a lot of the darkness in life, it can't get to you. right? It's the same with running, doing any type of aerobics. If you lift and you're ripping your muscles every day, I know that sounds crazy, right? But if you're working out and you're rebuilding, like, you get so much positive learn about yourself, and you're building your neurons like gray matter, guys, just by lifting. Bro, you don't have to get crazy with it. You could get a dumbbell, whatever, pull-up bar, and you could get a physique. You'll be way more confident, right? Females, males, all that. You'll be way more confident, and you won't have to cope so hard in so many different ways. If you just get physically active every single day, you'll change your life, man. I think like 60 something of people in America's obese, maybe going into like the 70s, bro. It's nuts. You feel me? Even if you eat unhealthy, lift. You gonna be building crazy muscle. You gonna be at least lift some push-ups, something. You feel me? And if y'all ever need any help with any type of advice, just DM your boy on Twitter, man. I done helped hundreds of people's lives. I would probably say thousands with nutrition and just lifting, guys. It's just, yeah.
Social media amplifies the pressure tenfold. 2K's Twitter is flooding your feed with clips of players hitting game winners and exclusive shoes that you can't even buy anymore. Their Instagram shows off rare animations only available for that one specific weekend. And the worst part is that the community plays into this BS. You'll find—
And then imagine animations were actually good, guys. What would really happen?
Reddit threads filled with titles like "Likes Your Season 3 reward post" that turn achievements into public shaming for anyone who happened to skip that season. But I believe the Battle Pass system might be the sneakiest thing that they've implemented into their $70 game in recent memory. Each tier shows exactly what you've missed if you don't keep grinding.
And before you go into the next season, it shows you everything in this pass and this pass before you activate the free season to actually wrap up. It's like multiple times. It's crazy, bro.
5% complete bar haunts players into buying level skips at the last minute. I've seen people admit spending $40 just to finish a pass they didn't even want, just because seeing it unfinished bothered them. That's not rational. It's psychological warfare. But the worst part about the Battle Pass is the fact that there's 8 seasons in each game. There's 2 tiers for the Battle Pass at $10 and $20. So if you want to get the full NBA 2K experience, it's going to cost you $70 for the game and $160 for all the Battle Pass content. Mind you, we haven't even added in the cost of VC bundles if you want to make multiple builds. Then you have limited time gameplay modes that follow the same blueprint. Double XP weekends condition players to avoid grinding only during normal days. Bonus VC events teach—
Imagine when they perfect all this stuff, what this gonna turn into, because a lot of this stuff, it's trash and they still sell this much. But imagine when they perfect it. They got a Naruto, something that looked like Naruto, Madara. And that's just the anime. Someone that looked like Breaking Bad, the cancer. Oh, you feel me? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, LeBron, like wearing a crown. Like, bro, imagine, bro. It's gonna get spooky. 2K will never be in danger. I don't know, like, unless they're idiots, but I came off the top of the dome. Like, I'm telling you, like, it's an unlimited money glitch. So it's like, at least make the gameplay good, Goofy Ninja.
That playing off peak means you're wasting your time. Even the neighborhood's decorations change constantly to visual.
Imagine a fire gingerbread man that don't look trash like this. Like, come on, bro. Imagine, like, they keep giving us trash stuff. Imagine a clean gingerbread man or a swole, ripped gingerbread man. Come on, bro. But they're just stupid, bro. They don't know how to do shit.
Usually reinforce what season you're in and what you're missing. The entire game world becomes a FOMO calendar. And the neuroscience explains why this works so well. Each limited item triggers a mini crisis in your brain. Potential loss registers more strongly than potential gain.
Guys, is there like an AI editor that instantly put like memes and pictures? If y'all know, man, let it.
2K bombards you with these micro crises until spending feels like self-defense. That last chance warning isn't there to inform you, it's triggering your loss aversion instincts, and it's a big reason as to why you can't stop buying VC. That $50 you spent on VC last season wasn't just a purchase, it was the first domino in a psychological trap that makes each purchase feel inevitable. This is the sunken cost fallacy in action, and NBA 2K has weaponized it better than most Vegas casinos. This game conditions you to think, I've already spent this much, so I might as well keep spending. And before you know it, you're broke and you're taking odd jobs speaking to kids about the dangers of addiction life. Let's break down how this all works in practice. Every September when the new 2K drops, you lose all your hard-earned attributes, but you get to keep certain cosmetic items and badges. This isn't a mistake, it's by design. That partial reset creates just enough continuity to make you feel invested, while wiping the slate clean enough to force new spending. Your brain looks at those carried over items and it thinks, I've got a history here, and it ignores the fact that your progress just vanished. The game's counting on that emotional attachment to override your common sense. The reminders are everywhere once you know where to look. The badge progress screen showing your accomplishments.
What is he talking about?
Years, that's when sunken costs trigger. The legacy tab tracking how many seasons you played, that's just a psychological anchor. All tools used to keep you hooked. That annual cycle will turn into this self-perpetuating machine, and each year the sunken cost grows heavier. Maybe you swore you wasn't gonna spend money this year, but Then you remember all those hours grinding last year's game. Or how about that $100 you dropped on the My Team card? Or what about your friends just pressuring you to play this year's game?
I would say 91% of the people that spend money on the game are unhappy with what they're getting. That's sad. Like they feel like they spent too much. It's crazy, man.
The game knows the more you're invested in previous versions, the more likely you are to justify spending just this one on the new game. Before you know it, you're 5 years deep into what's $1,000 plus invested, still telling yourself, next year I'll go cold turkey. My Team mode takes this to another level entirely. Those card collections that partially carry over, they're designed to make you feel like quitting would waste all your past pools.
It's carrying over. Maybe with My Team.
The collection rewards that require keeping cards you'll never use, here's sunken cost engineering. Players report keeping trash cards in their collection just to maintain completion percentages, then feeling compelled to buy more packs just to finish what they started. And the numbers don't lie. Virtual currency sales grew 150% year over year in fiscal 2015, then another 71% by 2017. That's not organic growth. That's the snowball effect in action. As more players get deeper into the ecosystem, their tolerance for spending increases.
And also they get better. They learn how to manipulate better. And they implement something new every single iteration. So even if things drop off, it's gonna be way more. Like for instance, cap breakers, more of the season pass nonsense, the rebirth going to 99. So next year, there's gonna be some other things that entice you. It could be buying badges. So they're always making up for whatever they lose out on. So you can't really see what's really going on.
Seemed outrageous in NBA 2K13 has now become routine by NBA 2K25. The game normalizes escalating investments by making each purchase feel like the logical next step in their journey. Basically what I'm trying to say is 2K started with just giving you the tip, but now you're getting the full-blown giggity. Long-term players get hit the hardest by this. That dude who bought every 2K since 2K13 isn't just loyal, he's psychologically primed to keep spending. Each year's purchase justifies the next through sheer momentum. The game reinforces this by giving veteran players special cosmetics, free copies of the next game, or even a shrine in the next game, not to reward them, but to remind them how much they've already invested. It's like getting
Imagine if these things was actually dope though.
A gold star in kindergarten class, but not for being a good student, but a drone with no self-control. The real genius is how 2K makes the sunken cost fallacy feel like it's your own idea. Nobody forces you to buy VC. I mean, how many times have you heard that? I've seen the community manager Ronnie 2K.
Y'all heard them double twitchers out there that be getting them logos, pounding it, getting arched out by 2K, slapping it on their tongue.
Say this to fans on Twitter who complain about the VC prices. The game instead just creates conditions where spending feels like the natural solution to the problems it's engineered. That MyPlayer who can't shoot, I've already put 20 hours into him. I might as well buy the shooting upgrades. Or how about that My Team that's missing that one card? After all the packs I've opened, I deserve to complete the set. So the game turns your own psychology against you. The excessive spending has gotten so bad that it's inspired this skit my co-host and I produced on a TV show I used to host called X-Play.
Are you ready for this, man?
I'm ready. I got the clamps on. Let's go.
Yeah, we're gonna see it's time for my Super Saiyan Euro step.
They doing that right now in the game, glitching.
Dude, who are you?
Vince Carter.
I hate to break
That's
it to
all.
you. Vince Carter's a little
Go ahead, say it.
Thin.
yeah.
Oh, that's not where I expected y'all to go with that, but it still hurts.
I think the better question is, why are you in our game?
You hadn't unlocked that layup yet.
You're joking, right?
No, you want that layup? That's gonna be 500, my friend.
I'm not your friend.
Y'all not peeping what he's putting down. The white man. Of course, he's saying you gonna need to pay play.
And I'm not paying $500 for a damn layup package.
You're lost.
Now compare this to how other sports games handle annual releases. MLB The Show lets you carry over progress between console generations. FIFA's Ultimate Team gives you loyalty rewards that don't pressure players to further spend. These games understand that respecting players' time and money leads to better long-term engagement. 2K takes the opposite approach. They bank on frustration and attachment to drive further revenue. And a scary
A lot of those games, they have to do that to try to garner something. 2Ks, they don't have to, so they can really show who they really are. A lot of people only behave in a certain way because they have to. 2K don't have to. So you can really see who they really are. Same goes with humanity, man. Especially females.
part is how this escalates over time. Early purchases seem justifiable because, you know, it's just $20 here, $50 there, but each one raises your personal spending ceiling. That first $100 bundle feels outrageous until it starts to become the new normal. Players report looking back at year one spending with disbelief, only to realize they're now spending triple that amount without blinking. It's no different than a drug addict. That small dose of meth that used to get you high can quickly turn into an all-day habit because you're trying to chase that first high that you ever got. The only difference is you don't lose your teeth, your house, your family, your health, everything else in between. Bit of an extreme example, but you get the point. What a lot of you don't get though is 2K's pricing model. That VC counter at the top of your screen isn't just tracking currency, it's masking how much real money you're burning. The whole virtual economy is built on one simple trick: make prices feel abstract. When a pair of digital Jordans cost 15,000 VC instead of $15, your brain processes that transaction differently. Studies show people spend more when there's psychological distance between them and their cash, and 2K exploits this hard. One thing I do know they do is they make sure that that math doesn't add up on purpose. VC bundles come in awkward amounts like 75,000 or 200,000.
They keep getting more.
Item prices end up in random numbers like 12,500 or 36,000. $27,750. This is not sloppy design. It's calculated confusion. You will always have leftover VC after a purchase, which creates this nagging feeling that you might as well buy more VC so that you can use up the scrap. This system is engineered with odd numbers to keep you chasing round numbers. Just look at how they changed exchange rates over time. Back in 2K13, $3 got you 10,000 VC, which was enough for a serious upgrade.
See, I knew it was lower. So back then, to get 75 was only $12. So the builds could have been cheaper back then. Could have been lower than 20, or maybe not.
2K17, that same $3 bought you pocket change. The franchise increased VC prices by 35% in just 1 year between 2K13 and 2K14. Now in 2K25, 25,000 VC, which used to be a major purchase, might not even cover some basic accessories. You get a t-shirt with that. They've slowly inflated the virtual economy while keeping real dollar price.
And guess what? In real life, everything is inflated and you guys aren't getting paid more. So what's happening? You're being left with less.
Is steady, hoping players won't notice their shrinking value. Even the storefront design plays mind games too. You ever notice how the game shows VC prices in huge font while the real dollar equivalent is buried in the menus? That's intentional. When you see 75,000 VC for a build instead of $50, the sticker shock hits way softer. Researchers call this pain for paying reduction. The same reason casinos use chips instead of cash. One study found that people spend up to 30% more when using intermediate currencies such as coins, tickets, or VC versus direct payments. 2K didn't invent this tactic, but they damn for sure weaponized it. It also doesn't help that bundle deals add another layer of confusion. That bonus 20% free VC offer sounds great until you realize those base amounts are arbitrary. There's no standard VC to dollar ratio, so comparing value between these bundles becomes impossible. Players report buying larger packs than needed just because the bonus made them seem like they were better deals, only to end up with thousands of unused VC that taunt them into spending more later life.
You make me sick. Leave me alone, please. Hiding in the shadows. Hiding from who you truly are. You can't escape yourself.
The leftover VC phenomena is textbook behavioral economics. One player tracked his purchases, and he found he's accumulated over 8,000 wasted VC across multiple transactions. Money spent solely because he had odd amounts of VC just sitting in his account. The game could let you cash out unused VC or buy
or at least let it transfer to the next game, but they never do. I think in every 2K I've always have like hundreds of thousands of VC too. Crazy.
Exact amounts, but then that would kill the cycle. So instead, those digital pennies create constant pressure to add more. My team takes this further with pack prices that don't align with card value. A single Galaxy Opal card might cost 100,000 VC on the auction house, right? But the packs that contain it sell it for 10,000 VC each. This mismatch means that you're never quite sure what anything is worth, and one of the main reasons I don't fight this. But hey, financial reports prove this model works. Player spending per user grew 11 times between 2K13 and 2K17. By 2020, the franchise was pulling in over $1 billion annually from microtransactions alone. These are not organic numbers. They are the result of systems engineered to obscure spending. Even the name VC is a corporate inside joke for those of you unaware. Yeah, it stands for virtual currency, but it also references visual concepts. The studio behind 2K, it's their initials. They literally rebranded their monetization system after themselves. That's how confident they were in fooling you. Now compare this to how other games handle purchases. At least with Fortnite, they show real money prices alongside the V-Bucks. FIFA Ultimate Team displays approximate dollar values for their packs. Now, 2K could do the same, but they choose not to because clarity
Why does Fortnite do
unless
that?
you think about
Fortnite doesn't even have to do that. That's strange. Maybe they got sued or something.
Actual dollars, the more you'll actually spend on their game. And the sad part is that players fall for these predictable traps all the time. I'll just buy a $20 bundle will eventually turn into, I might as well get the $50 one with the bonus VC because they keep the math fuzzy. One Reddit user has calculated that upgrading a MyPlayer to an 85 overall costs $50 in VC in 2K25. But most players don't realize this until after they pay. The game never shows you the full price tag up front. For those of you unaware, the mobile gaming industry pioneered these tactics, but 2K brought them into console sports titles. Those limited time VC sales that pop up after you lose a game, that is straight from a casino's playbook. The way my team auctions display last bid timers counting down, that is classic urgency triggers. Every element funnels you towards spending without fully realizing the cost of the game. They do this by focusing on giving you what you want, and that is another hit of that dopamine. That moment when the pack shakes before revealing your My Team cards isn't just a cool effect, it's a neurological trigger carefully crafted to hit your brain's pleasure centers. NBA2K's pack openings operate on these same psychological principles as a slot machine, using variable reward schedules to keep you chasing the next big pull. The game doesn't just sell you digital cards, it sells you the rush of anticipation, calibrated down to the millisecond of the animation timing. Break down any pack opening sequence and you will see the science behind the spectacle. First comes the pack animation itself. It's the glowing edges, the dramatic camera angles, the signature shake before the reveal. These aren't just visual flair, they're dopamine primers. Studies have shown your brain releases more pleasure chemicals during the anticipation than the actual reward itself. 2K exploits this by stretching out the reveal process with unnecessary theatrics. That 3-second delay between the pack opening and the card display, that's not a loading time. That's your nervous system being wound up. And the sound design plays an equally manipulative role as well. Notice how the audio builds as the pack opens. Subtle chimes escalate to a crescendo when rare cards appear. Common cards get generic whoosh sound, while Galaxy Opals trigger a full orchestra of strings. Your ears learn to recognize these cues before your eyes process the visual, creating a psychological response before you even know what you pull. That's why some of your favorite content creators' hands be shaking in the videos they make. The anticipation gives that junkie itch. Rarity tiers add another layer of psychological engineering. Cards aren't just good or bad, they're color-coded into a hierarchy that triggers our collector instincts. That pink diamond card might be identical to a ruby one, but the different colors make your brain categorize them as separate must-haves. 2K has progressively amped up these techniques over the years. Just compare 2K17's basic card flips to today's cinematic pack opening, complete with player
I don't know nothing about my team. Show me.
Each iteration adds more sensory stimuli to strengthen
card flips to holograms. Damn.
That dopamine response. Recent versions even include a double reveal moment where a card appears to be one tier before it morphs into something better. A psychological trick that's been borrowed from carnival games. Players report that their heart rate spikes during these fake out reveals, even though they know
Who is reporting that their heart rate is spiking? Bro, if you are reporting this, you need to get it together, dog. If you are actually monitoring that, you are fried, bro.
It's just an animation. The neurological parallels to gambling are undeniable. MRI studies show similar brain activity patterns between slot machine players and loot box openers, specifically in the brain's reward center. Both activities create what psychologists call intermediate reinforcement. That's when unpredictable.
I've always been mentally strong enough to not do the loot boxes. Like, for instance, with Marvel Rivals, I still have not bought one skin. I might eventually, but I still have not bought one skin, and I love Marvel way more than probably 85% of people. Like, I'm like in deep somewhat, not in deep like the comic people, which I think is a way smaller percent, but I still have not bought nothing. You feel me? And I love the game.
Predictable rewards trigger compulsive behavior. 2K takes this further by adding visual and auditory feedback that actual casinos cannot replicate. Yeah, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Some of your microtransactions in your video games are worse than some of these casino tactics. I mean, the pack odds themselves are engineered to maximize this effect. You notice how 2K displays percentages like a 1.5% chance of a Galaxy Opal instead of the actual.
This is nuts. I've never seen this. This is crazy.
Actual odds like 1 in 67. That's because big numbers feel more obtainable than actual fractions, even when the math says otherwise. The game also front loads rare pools for new accounts, a common tactic in gacha games to hook players early. One data miner found fresh accounts had significantly better pack luck for the first 10 to 15 openings before odds normalized. But that's just the more popular way 2K currently gets their players hooked. I also remember back in the 2K16 days when the game had park cards. For those who don't know, park cards were a microtransaction that you could purchase and utilize at any point in a competitive online match.
Bro, to be honest, bro, this was annoying, especially if you were known, because people would pull up and do it, and it wasn't too often. And normally, people would barely use park cards. Like, people was not buying these like that. Like, I'm so serious, bro. Like, people didn't know you, they getting cooked there. It'll be rare if someone activated a park card. So like, people's minds wasn't cooked like that. Like, they gotta buy it, all this and that. But some of like known people or whatever, they would have someone a fake record, because then they would activate these cards like just by themselves or whatever. And sometimes people would expose them, and it's like, you can't even get a 90 and you over there park carding it up, boy. A lot of y'all's favorite YouTubers had a negative win percent. He was a stretch big. They did a negative win percent in like, I think 2K17, and they always had horrible win percents in all these 2Ks, but claimed to be good, right? Hilarious.
It was a pay-to-win mechanic that fooled sweats and salty people into spending more after seeing someone else use them. Now, I'm old, so I was an adult during 2K16, and I think because some of y'all were younger during those 2K16 days, you see that game through rose-tinted glasses, but I remember not being a big fan because I can't tell you how many park games I lost, where I was up a couple points, about to close it out.
Man, y'all know Hokage suck at 2K. Hating on 2K16, man, no one was activating park cards. They definitely wasn't using them against you. Park cards was not a thing, man. Like, people barely used it, and even then, like, park cards weren't changing the whole tide of like really frying people. And it was like some like, I was flaming, I wanted it out the game, but with how the game is now and like the exploits people use, it wasn't on that level. Because like, you gotta think, there were no Hall of Fame badges, there were no takeovers, so like, there was way better defense, there was a contest system, you could not fade cheese like that, you feel me? So it was way more balanced. Like, basically activating a park card gave you takeover, like a baby takeover. Now they got legendary Hall of Fame, all this and that. So it's like, you could stop all this. You could really attach, and you had way more control. But 16 gameplay was fire. I mean, you was just an NPC, negative win percent. You could have just hit your boy up. I would have taught you how to play. You'd have loved the game.
Then the other team felt like they were about to lose, and they popped a 3-point shooting park card or unstoppable dunk park card, and now they don't miss and we lose. That's just not fun. It rewarded poor play, and I'd imagine it tempted many people into purchasing park cards so they didn't get left behind. Since then, those cards have evolved into Gatorade boosts, which is another dopamine hit. A lot of times, it feels like your build can't hit anything, and then you buy a Gatorade boost, and now you can't miss. Gatorade boosts are almost needed just to play online. line, especially with allegations of shooting being RNG based going around. And I can't
Allegations. It's not an allegation. It is true.
stress enough that all these things cost VC, and VC costs real world money. VC's role in NBA 2K cannot be overstated. By obscuring real dollar amounts behind virtual currency, the opaque process makes it harder for players to track down how much they're spending, thus they're more inclined to spend outside their budget without noticing. Now, my personal conspiracy, which has nothing to do with anything else discussed in this video, that was all well-researched, real things that are going on, just my personal conspiracy is that even the PC version of 2K is designed to trick people into spending more money. The PC version is last to get updates, it has no crossplay with other platforms, and 2K refuses to implement anti-cheat into the game, so now you have these weird-faced hackers running around the park like,
You know what it is? His speed is slower.
And just this past year with 2K25, the dev team finally made the current gen version of 2K available on PC. I can't stress enough that these games are developed on PCs, but the dev team is so lazy, they uploaded the PS4 version to up until this last year. Now, my conspiracy is that they did this on purpose. I mean, the lack of anti-cheat, crossplay, and general...
I don't think they want to spend money on the anti-cheat, to be honest. And they know that people still ain't gonna, like, the people who buy 2K were not PC, so no one's gonna buy it on PC. Even like if they do certain, it's just not gonna happen. We're console heads, the highest tier of gaming. PC heads are the lowest tier. Y'all cheat on video games and you click people.
Game support is to fool you into purchasing the PC version.
If you play multiplayer games on PC, you are fried spiritually. There's no point. You get banned in voice chat, guys. You don't get banned in voice chat in console. You get shadow banned, all different type of weird. And there's hella cheaters. You don't know who's cheating. Console, it's way less cheaters. It's not even comparable. Why would you open yourself up to people cheating in the game? Unless you're OD amazing and you're trying to make your clips and stuff look better, because when you go to PC, you get better guys, and then you have to compete with your computer. You have to get better frames. You have to really build a supercomputer. You have to do certain things to certain games. All this nerd have to have the certain this, that. All this, don't go full nerd out. You're at a disadvantage. Why put yourself at a disadvantage? You can just get on the game and play. It's because you have better frames. You don't go full geeked out. Other people can have way better frames than you, and that actually helps them perform better. It just makes no sense unless you're a cheater, a creator trying to make your clips and gameplay look better. It's dumb to play multiplayer games on PC. It's ruined gaming, actually. If you're doing story modes and all that, it's understandable. But multiplayer games, it is the stupidest, most brain dead I've ever seen. And they're like elitists, and it's like, you're stupid. You're not smart. Who would willingly go into that field if you're not going to be at the top? It has to be an individual. Like, you have to really be stupid. Do you not know you're putting yourself at a disadvantage and then opening yourself to more headaches and then more, like, it's even less legit? Like, it's like, why do that? Because the extra frames, it looks a little better. And then people are clicking people, guys. I've never missed a mouse click in my life. People are clicking people. You have way better aim. You can do way better things than compared to a controller. Guys, they're using, like, it's way better than aim assist, whatever. It's on a whole different level. You're opening yourself up to that, and you're not even gonna go that deep. Why put yourself at a disadvantage to face mouse and keyboard? It makes no sense. Like, you can see someone on mouse and keyboard, they go, you can't do that on no damn controller, bro. It's moronic. I don't know, man.
For those who don't know any better, and then when you get frustrated with the PC version because it's so neglected, you go out and you buy it on console again, and they get 2 sales instead of 1. Hell, I'm guilty of this. That's how I came up with this whole conspiracy. The bottom line is that constantly seeking thrills can lead you down a dark path. Games are supposed to be a fun thing we do with our free time, not a second job that constantly robs us. So you might be wondering, what can you do to combat these corporations at a nickel and diamond? Don't worry, I'm here to let you know how you can break free.
Break free.
Here's the thing about NBA 2K. You don't have to let the game play you. There are ways to enjoy basketball without getting sucked into the VC vortex, and it starts with setting a hard limit. Decide up front how much you're willing to spend each season, whether that's $0 or $20, and then stick to it like it's a hard contract. I did this myself with NBA 2K25. The summer of 2024, when the news for NBA 2K25 first started dropping, I told the boys in a group,
man, people ain't doing this, man. They won't even track their macronutrients, man, for their body. It means way more to them. Looking good and feeling good, they won't even do that, man. They ain't gonna do this with no game.
Chat, I am buying 1 bundle of VC, and I'm only making 2 builds this year max. If it doesn't work out after that, oh well. We just gonna have...
No one has that will. They won't even go to the gym for their health and feeling good, bro. Why would they do this?
The reality is that the average gamer is 35 years old, and I need some of y'all to start acting like exercise some self-control.
It's not how older people have even less self-control.
You want to see the game improve? The game will never improve if y'all keep spending excessive amounts of money. Y'all didn't listen to my first warning when I told you don't buy it, so here we are. Instead, I'm gonna give you a more easy solution, which is...
And then if you're not willing to do this solution, which you're not, is you just flame the damn game. Those are your only solutions. Speaking positively, no. You got to give them bad publicity. Every company hates bad publicity, and you can pressure them into doing a lot of things. Like you go real Karen mode, rate it bad everywhere, flame it everywhere. It will deter a lot of people, and it will make the company do a lot of different things. It's just true. So, but nobody's gonna do this, even though some of you guys should if you're willing. But yeah.
Instead of spending thousands of dollars every year on VC, just buy a little $50 bundle, and then after that, leave the VC alone. Because the reality is that
share counts.
Y'all sit on y'all YouTube videos, y'all be in Twitter Spaces, tweeting, streaming, just complaining about VC. Y'all still buy it. You send one message publicly and then do something different in private, and the only thing that matters to these corporations is their profit margin. Yeah, you mad, but you still buying. I can't stress enough that their power is in the people. Exercise discernment. I encourage everyone to spend more time in the lab instead of spending money. Instead of dropping cash to boost your MyPlayer's three-point rating, learn your jumper's timing. Master dribble moves that work even with low ball control. There's a whole community of no VC players who compete with base ratings just to prove it's possible. The game wants you to believe.
I don't know where the hell that community is. They do that for views. And a lot of those videos, they be fake. They spend way more time. They be having grinders, all this and that. All those no money spents are fake, guys. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, and you're an idiot. That just further shows how stupid the community is. Almost all no money spents. I would say high 90% no money spents are all fake, guys. And they're stupid. Like, they're not legit. They have someone else and all this and that. If you really think they're sitting there playing a game that they hate, you might not be able to tell from their content that much. You're cooked. Unless the dude's on some type of, it's just not happening, bro. Especially if they're not doing it live, like all the time. But even then, bro, they're having someone offline get on, bro. I'm telling you. Nobody's gonna really, you have to really be a wild person to do it, because it takes so much time and effort and frustration to really do the no money spent, bro. And then once you figure out your build's trash, you're cooked. You're not gonna go through that shit.
Attributes are everything, but watch any part game and you'll see 90 overalls are getting cooked by players who actually know how to read defenses and are only in their 80s. Also, try switching up your mode. Mycareer and my team are built to push spending, but my NBA lets you control the franchise without ever seeing a VC prompt. Play Now Online uses real NBA teams, so no one has stat advantages, and even the WNBA modes are refreshingly stripped of microtransactions. Community matters. Join Discords.
No one plays NBA. Almost no one in Discords actually play. I have a Discord with 70,000 people in there, and people barely type to play the game. And I've even seen other Discords, they barely type. By the way, y'all join my Cord, link in description if you want to talk anime or play any games and talk to your boy. Feel me?
There's subreddits where players share free ways to earn VC through gameplay tricks. There are entire threads dedicated to finding the fastest Mycareer methods or cheesing my team challenges without buying packs. I've seen forum posts where people refer to themselves as budget ballers, and they share the best methods to grind without spending. When you surround yourself and prioritize skill over spending, the social pressure flips. You start feeling proud.
There are no real players like that. They're not real. Like, this guy isn't real. He has a negative win%. He doesn't like really play a lot. Like, those people aren't real. Like, you're not gonna find a group of people that just don't spend money. You're just not. That's actually decent. They actually play, and like you're getting on with them. It's just not true. Like, you can't find people. It's rare to find even decent people. So everyone's levels, you're just not gonna find them. And a lot of these, most people actually do this. They're just not good at games. So you can't even link with people like this. It's really sad. It's like it's just cooked. Like, there's no people. I'm not talking about even on my level. I'm talking about just top 30% or top 40% of the game. They're not like this. These type of people are like bottom 20% on the player base. And it's sad, but I'm telling you, it's true.
Out of your restraint.
And that says something. Like, guys who aren't willing to spend money, they suck at the game. Like, I wish it wasn't like that, but for some reason it is, bro.
Instead of insecure about your gear. The psychological tricks only work if you don't see them coming. But now that you know about the FOMO traps, you can spot them, like the limited time items always dropping right after payday, and then you can adjust accordingly. Recognizing sunken cost fallacy helps you walk away when you've had enough, instead of thinking I've spent this much already. Just turn off notifications. Those pop-ups about limited time packs or the season's gonna end soon, so you better finish your battle pass, are designed to pull you back in. Just mute 2K social media during content drops so you're not bombarded by hype. Turn off noties on them pack opening YouTubers that you follow. The reality is that you can't spend money on anything if you don't know it exists. Ignore enough of the
block all build YouTubers
temptation, and soon you'll be screaming.
MLK.
It's important to understand that NBA2K psychological tricks aren't just annoying design choices. They're a calculated revenue machine, with microtransactions now making up 79% of Take-Two's $4.2 billion earnings. That frustration you feel grinding the badges, the pressure to keep up in the city, it's all engineered to to push spending. It's worked so well over the past decade that 2K has begun to implement the same tactics into their wrestling series with the introduction of the Island in WWE 2K25. Now,
this looks like NBA 2K23 old gen, bro. Like they're literally giving these hand-me-downs, bro. I wouldn't be surprised if went in the coding and actually saw it's like this. Like, bro, this looks the same. It's like the same environment, bro. This has to be illegal, bro.
I don't have any hot takes on the Island. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna pray for the wrestling community as well as the basketball community. Really recognizing these tactics lets you flip the script. You don't have to chase every limited time item or max out your credit card for VC. The real flex isn't having the rarest card. It's enjoying basketball on your.
Y'all click the video on the screen. Let me know what you think. Let me know how much money you've spent this 2K. What 2K you spent the most. Let me know your favorite 2K down below also. Let me know if you think things will get better. Let me know if you think NBA 2K26 will be a better game gameplay wise than NBA 2K25, man. Click the video on the screen.
But hey, here we go again. Yeah. Here we go again. People talking this, but when this hit the fan, everything I'm at made me. Now break it down. Yo, off the top of the dome.